let's start with the most recent event, Christmas. We had a little vacation to celebrate the good old Christmas times. Other holidays are available. As kind of like a big present, we decided to take a trip right on up to the mountains of North Carolina. That's right, Blue Ridge Mountains. They go all the way into West Virginia. I don't know if you knew that. I think they go to a lot of places, but notably West Virginia because of that song. Oh, what was it called? Something about like there's that one song, it's a country song. It's about like a trail, that rural trail. Anyway, doing some skiing again. We went to do some skiing. Now, if you remember previously, we have talked about skiing and the wonders of skiing and the magic of skiing, right? Well, we went up this time, again, same group of people. This time, a little bit more people from the same group of people, know what I'm saying, Vern? It was 7 nights. We went up 7 nights, but we only skied 2. Well, both days, quite eventful days for the old skiing crew of the Blue Ridge Mountains. First day we were able to go skiing was, I think, probably 3 days after we actually got there. The weather was not very ideal. Yeah, the entire time it was pretty not great. It only actually snowed as we were leaving, funnily enough. We went to Appalachian. This is the first time that resort has been mentioned on this channel. It was lame compared to the likes of Sugar and the other one that we did last year. I think they were like designed for a much more beginner audience, because their like catchphrase was the best place to learn to ski. All of their slopes, they were like a rating off. They didn't have a bunny hill, but they had a really easy green slope. And they didn't have too many green slopes. I think they only had the one green slope, but they had like 3 blue slopes that I would have rated a green. We actually ended up later on doing a black slope because it wasn't black. It was very much a blue. We get there, pull up. I gotta get my ski legs back. They're like sea legs, but for skiing. I go through the line, get all my equipment, clack these things on. Well, I clack a thing on, and then I go to clack the other one. Why? The dude, right? It's just some guy, wasn't paying attention to how he was. This is going to be a recurring theme in equipment, is how little the teenagers running the equipment acquirement, they were not paying any attention, right? I thought I saw him only adjust one, and that was in fact the case. The other one was not even large enough to fit a small boot in, so I had to take it back in. The bro was like, oh yeah, sorry, right? Get it back on. It's all good. We get out there, except because I've had to go back in, I've lost all my friends and family. Guess I just make my way over to a nice, easy bunny slope where I can learn to, looking at the map, where's the bunny slope? What? Guess I'm just gonna have to, what's going on here? Best place to learn, don't even have a bunny slope? Excuse me, this is going in my, Yelp review? Pop on over to what looks to be the smallest of the slopes. It's a green slope, and it is very much the bunny hill. I'm like, oh, they just can't label things correctly. Yeah. So I go up on the little conveyor thing, and hey, look, there's my brother and other brother and mom at the top, but still no sign of my friends. So go down the thing, super easy. Don't fall once. I'm like, all right, let's go. Me and my youngest brother, we're gonna be like, oh yeah, let's go do the next thing. It's a blue, naturally, because that's the progression. You start and then you go to a blue, and it's super easy, and you don't even fall because it's a blue. It should be noted that the snow, because it wasn't real snow, it wasn't like powder snow, but it wasn't awful snow. We thought it was going to be really slushy this first day, and it wasn't. It was actually it was all right. So we do the thing, we go down, it's neat, it's nice, it's a-okay. As I go down, and oh look, there's my buddy, it's him, the one and only Ty Meister, you know? And so we do that, just that one more time. We get a good handle on it. I fell the second time, you know, but that's okay, because it was fine, right? We're like, okay, let's do something a little bit steeper, huh? Yeah? So we go to something called the Orchid Run. Now, this Orchid Run is a blue. It's probably the most popular one that they have, besides maybe the Big Boy, but that one didn't even seem like it was super populated. We go to Orchid Run. it forms to the mountain more than the other ones do. All the other ones are just kind of like a straight thing down. And this one, there's a lot of turning, right? And a lot of choke points. There's a lot of choke points as well. Bottlenecks. And for some reason, everyone just stops. Just stops. They just stop in the bottlenecks. They just think, oh, you know what? People are trying to get past here. I know. I'm going to not move. Ty and I, we get up there and we kind of slide down. There's like this starting bit where you pull up because there's Orchid Run, and then right next to it there's like a trick. There's a trick run that's like for people who do tricks and such. And we wanted to make sure we didn't go the trick route because we didn't want to have to hit like a bunch of hills and stuff. But right there, it branches off, and then the trick route's like elevated, and there's a wall. And this is where the first bottleneck is, right? All these people stop all over here because to get down to Orchid Run, there's a decline. So you've got a decline, this, and then just kind of like a bump. So everyone just stops right at the decline, and you can't get through. Now, on your first time down the Orchid Run, you do not know what the Orchid Run's going to look like. So we think, oh, well, there's this guy, and this is just all the people waiting to start. They're just waiting to go down, and they're all a bunch of scaredy cats. We're just gonna slide past them, just excuse us, out of the way. Now, because of this wall that the trick run provides, if you go straight, as you would expect based off of all the other runs to go, you're going to go up the side of a wall a little bit. And so we push past the crowd, and that is exactly what I do. Coming back down off the wall with, right? Imagine you're on a wall. Just do that. Now, remember which way gravity brings you, and know that gravity makes you do faster falling, because that's what gravity does. So, the momentum that I acquire via falling off a wall is immense, and it just takes me like straight down. I decide, oh shoot, it's about time to pizza. I go, editor, watch the profanity here, okay? Oh, Ty. Oh, Ty. Oh, Ty. Oh, Ty. Boom. Collapse as there's another crossroads where the trick run meets, like right before the second bottleneck. Roll into that, and Ty keeps going. I'm like, oh, well, see you at the bottom then. He's still got all his speed going, I follow him. First run down Orchid Run, pretty decent run, other than at the second bottleneck, the Matrix happens, always the Matrix. It's always with the Matrix. Whenever there's a cool kind of scene, everyone immediately cuts the Matrix, because I guess the Matrix had cool dodging scenes, but I Matrix thread the needle between two other skiers doing the whole bottleneck thing, and then immediately after, just a whole bunch of bumps. Boom, every bump, near, like, struggling to stay up. I fall probably 2 to 3 times my whole way down the Orchid Run. Which is saying quite a bit, because it's not that long a run. Sure felt like that, though. We'll be getting back to the Orchid Run in a little bit, because I'll tell you what, the Orchid Run, it's disguised as one of the, it's the run of hell. Okay? Anyway, nothing else notable happens too much on the first day. The second day we decide to go skiing, we're a little bit cockier. First off, we're a little bit grumpy because we tried to go do Sugar Mountain, which was our favorite one from last year. However, it was so packed that the line to get your equipment was like 2 hours, and the line to get on lifts was like 2 hours. Right? That's
like 4 hours.
And you're gonna want to do like multiple runs. It's if you're doing 2 hours every time you ski, and it's open for like 10 hours, you get to that's like 5 times. Right? And that's it. We had to cut out on the Sugar Mountain because, and we were kind of upset about that, but it's okay because we're just going back to the place we did yesterday. It was mediocre, but it worked, So we figure out that the first day that you can go halfway up the big boy. That's not what it's called, but I forget what it's called. So, and halfway down it is a blue, but all the way up is the black that they have. They have a couple other blacks, but they were all closed. We do this half of a black quite a few times, falling each time, doing a lot of falling. Noticing that the snow really didn't hurt all that much. It's like, imagine getting into a car crash, but you don't have to call a lawyer because there's like no consequence, right? It really just felt like just falling. Well, the second day, the teenager behind the counter who was doing our skis, we don't know where the error went wrong, right? It could have been somewhere filling out the forms, because usually our mothers would fill out the forms, but this time our fathers filled out the forms, and they were unsure about a lot of our information, right? And they decided also that we were more pro skiers because we had been doing the blues, which were not real blues, the whole time. And so they decided, oh yeah, we'll give them some harder skis, some more advanced skis. These skis would not come off. When we were warming up the second day, my brother, the ski didn't even click, but it wouldn't come off. For those of you who don't know, if you're putting on skis, there's like a locking mechanism, and there's a button to push down on to unlock it, but the button was already pushed down, and he was also locked in to the skis, so he was stuck in the skis. They had to take him into the place and do all the fixing this while it was on his foot. And it was, honestly, you should get some more trained teenagers to do your...
I mean, you know what they say, any company that hires teenagers is inherently evil.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's ski resorts in like all the movies and everything, and in real life, are notoriously hotspots for teenage labor.
Really makes you think.
It really makes you think. What's going on there? What is that? Is it because teenagers like a radical cool time on the slopes, or is it maybe something a little deeper? We did this this half of a black that was a blue until we didn't fall no more. We fell a couple times, but Jackie don't fall no more, no more, no more, no more. Sorry, we don't want copyright strikes, so we're like, okay, here's an idea. Let's do the black, yeah? We decide, we're gonna do the black. Do the black. It doesn't look that bad. It looks just like it just looks like a really long blue slope. And so we go up to the top of this black slope, and we look down, and we're like, oh, yeah, this is a lot different from just the other slopes, right? The view was beautiful, but it was also very intimidating, because we could see our house. We could see the house that we were staying in.
Wow.
From the place. Now, we couldn't identify which one it was, but we saw where we were, and while we were at the house, like from the balcony, we could also see this slope. So we know that it was in our field of vision.
Awesome.
It's also, the reason it was black was because it started off with a really steep couple of bumps. So we're like, oh, we'll be fine, you know? So we push off and then immediately down. Alright, that's okay. Tell you what, we're just going to push off a... Boom. We're down. We basically tumble all the way down till we get to the place where our blues were at, and take it the rest of the way down. But then I think, an experience. There's an experience that comes with skiing that I have since hearing the story of course, Jared, referred to as pulling a Jared. My brother has pulled a Jared. My uncle has pulled a Jared. I believed it was now my time to pull a Jared. We go right on up to the top of this black. We get over that first bit and I stumble again, just because of how steep the stupidness is, right? And, alright, my time to shine. French fry position, off we go. Going all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Another copyright strike, right? I'm going super fast, dude. It's crazy. It's like Sonic speeds. You ever play a Sonic video game? Are you familiar with a hedgehog?
Yeah, chili dogs.
Chili dogs! Ah! Right? Holy crud, dude. Moving at the speed of... I'm going Mach 10 down the side of this mountain. Previously, Ty and I had looked at all these little kids also doing the black. Right? They're like toddlers doing the black. And they find a way to go down really slow by just pizzaing. My theory is that because they lay less, they don't pick up as much speed, right? So we could not pull the same thing. We were trying to figure out why we were just going so fast. That's it. We're embracing the speed all the way down. All right, I'm coming up on the end here. You know, coming to the slow down sign, and I think, all right, well, I can't do a full Jared because that's endangering the people around me, so I'm going to start slowing down. Look down at my feet. All right, Davis, all you got to do is do a pizza. You just got a pizza. It's the easiest thing. You just bend your knee, you just do a little bit of bending these inward, pushing your feet outward, making a pizza slice. Well, I overestimated how much I was going to need to push to make a pizza because I was going so fast, And I was like, all right, here we go, pizza. Doom! I look down, and, my skis are gone. And I'm just kind of in the air. I'm just kind of like gliding. Oh no. Hit the floor. Tumble. Up in the air again. Oh, shit. Do. Up in the air again. Oh. Just a massive... If you've ever been launched out of a car window, if you don't wear your seatbelt, it was that. I just got sent through the windshield and just tumbled all the way down the mountain. At the end of it, I'd slid 15 or 20 feet, along with the falling and tumbling that had come with the thing. It was crazy. My skis and my poles were in every different direction, and I just took the whole thing on my face. After that, naturally, I was kind of done with the black. I did end up doing it one more time with my brother, where he slammed into someone else on the black and tripped them over. It was hilarious. They both fell most of the way down the black. After that, I was like, all right, I'm not doing this anymore. Let's do the Orchid Run one more time. Okay, let's do the Orchid Run. All right, sounds good. You'll remember our faulty skis, that they would not come off. They're supposed to come off when you fall to, avoid seriously hurting you. However, the more advanced ones, I guess they don't come off as easy because they don't expect you to fall as much. We start going down Orchid Run, come to the bottleneck. We've since done Orchid Run plenty of times, so I know the tricks, doing it. I'm going down. It's looking like a good run. It's looking like an excellent run. My brother is next to me. Ty is a little bit farther down. And all of a sudden, boom, just in the side of me, some little kid just freaking takes me out. Goes underneath me, trips me, stumbles a little bit, falls, and then just gets up and keeps going. The audacity of this kid, right? Meanwhile, I've fallen. My skis aren't coming off. However, they're sideways, and I'm sliding down a mountain. And so all of the surface area of the skis are also being dragged alongside the mountain, which means all of the force that I had is being put on my knees as I'm on my back, sliding down a mountain, whole mountain, right? I finally stop. At first, I can't feel my legs. And then all of a sudden, oh, there they are. The pain was crazy, right? Halfway down, one of my skis had come off, but the other one had stayed on the whole time. I couldn't move my right knee. I sat there for a minute and a half. I could not move my right knee, and then this one was in horrible, horrible pain. All of my legs were sore. I felt like something had snapped or something. My brother, who stopped beside me, he was like a good brother. He was like, oh my God. I couldn't quite make out what he was saying, but now I don't want to compare my experience to someone who's had a truly traumatic experience as of being in the ditches of a war zone or whatever. But, I've seen movies. It's the closest thing I've experienced to such a thing, because I was there and I was just looking up into the sky. It's like, oh, and there was, as people went by, whoom, whoom, and my brother was over me. He was crying. He's like, ah, and he was saying things, but I couldn't quite make out what it was because it was foggy. It was very, the sound was kind of, I'm lying there like, oh God, I'm gonna die here. Enduring through the pain, I look up at my brother, and he's like, like he's motioning someone over. He's like, hey, how about, we need a medic. He actually screams, "We need a medic, medic!" And some really nice guy comes over and stops. And I tell him what's up. I'm like, the ski won't come off, and I can't bend over to get the ski because I'm on the ground and I can't move my legs. And so he undoes it for me, and I crawl. I turn over and I crawl without using my legs to get my stuff. And just kind of stand up, and I can't bring myself to put the skis back on, so I just limp. Like, I tell my brother I'm good. I just limp all the way down the side of the mountain. I was most of the way up, so it was a long journey, and I didn't use this leg at all. I used a pole and my other leg, which hurt like a son of a gun, but not nearly as bad as this knee. But someone had come down this same trail. My brother had told my father what had happened. Someone else on the same trail got really hurt, like was unconscious, and was wearing the same outfit as me, and was being carried off on a stretcher. And my father thought it was me, like he couldn't tell if it was me or not, and he was really scared. But as I limped down the side of the mountain, falling because my legs didn't know working, I saw him, and I saw relief in both of us, as I no longer had to walk down the side of a mountain, and he no longer had to worry that I was going to die in somewhere with a coma. But just as I started, it's in the final stretch, it's in like that glorious moment on the beach, slow-mo running towards each other, some weed from the trick slope, because they let off at the same place too, comes up like right behind me and just freaking spurts snow all over me. You know when you like turn and snow comes up? Yeah, just all over me. What a jerk, right? And yeah, I was done skiing. Couldn't walk the day after.